and welcome to the stream. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. You know, the reason doing this stream is I'm listening to the news this morning, and it's just god-awful. I'm listening to Chris Christie. You know, and Chris Christie, you know, he's a real beaut, right? A jerk. But he's running against Trump. He's on television doing an interview. He just came back from Israel. And he's a jerk and everything else. Believe me, I don't like Chris Christie. But he's talking about the atrocities going on in Israel. He took a tour of a home where a husband and wife were murdered by the terrorists in Israel, by the Palestinian terrorists. And he said there were 140 bullet holes in this home. It's just god-awful to hear this. For two people, what they did. And some other brutality. And you look at what's going on in the world. All this death and destruction. Ukraine, Russia, Israel. You know, these leftists that are griping about Gaza, what's going on there. All the death and destruction that is going on in the world is a direct result of Joe Biden. Everything's happening because of him. And if Trump were in his second term right now, all these people that have been brutalized, that have been murdered, that have been victimized, they'd all be alive today. Think about that. Think about that. You know, remember when Schumer told Trump, when, you know, Trump was discussing the budget at the White House with Pelosi and Schumer, and Schumer laughed and he said, elections have consequences, Mr. President. And he said to Donald Trump, all of this tragedy in the world is a consequence of Joe Biden, and Joe Biden doesn't give a flying you-know-what about it. He's got his and that's all he cares about. And it's really a sad thing. And you know, when Trump comes back in 2024 for his second and non-consecutive term, this stuff will end overnight. I mean, look what he did. Look what President Trump did to ISIS. They said that, I remember when he was campaigning in 2015, and he was talking about stopping ISIS, destroying ISIS, and all of that. They laughed at him. The media laughed at him. Oh, it can't be done, huh? Look, he did it. He did it. ISIS gone because of President Trump's great, brilliant leadership. And that's what we're lacking now. You know, the United States, when you have a strong, decent man in the White House as president, unlike this senile old coot Joe Biden, the United States brings stability to the world. And the world is in chaos because this country has no leader. We have this senile old coot, the sniffer-in-chief, Joe Biden. He's checked out. He has brief moments where he's coherent enough to work out the financial deal so he can get his payoff. But other than that, he's checked out. There's no stability. There's no fear. And it's not just, by the way, it's not just what's going on in Israel or Ukraine. How many Americans are dead because Joe Biden has this open border policy on our southern border with all the fentanyl that has come? How many have died just from fentanyl since Joe Biden's been in office? That's all Joe Biden. And, you know, the guy is so heartless, so uncaring, it doesn't even faze him. If Joe Biden and his team of jerks were watching this stream right now, they wouldn't even get what I was saying. They're so checked out and delusional and self-important and worried about anything other than innocent people, worried about anything other than Americans and our allies. All they're doing is, you know, they're on this quest to push their leftist Marxist agenda, and Biden's quest is to get paid. Right? I mean, it's just so sad. You know, and when I hear these stories about these attacks, it just breaks your heart, knowing that none of them had to happen. Exactly. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, you know, and without Trump, we are done. Oh, yeah. Welcome, everyone. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. I upload a lot of content here. And this is the most pro-MAGA place on YouTube, I promise you. Anywhere else, for that matter. Not just YouTube, but definitely on YouTube. You're never going to find anyone who supports Trump more than I do on YouTube or anywhere else. I mean, here I am in Florida with our high heel wearing governor, Ron DeSanctimonious, and even this guy's trying to undermine Trump. He said, oh, if I was president, I would do this, I would do that. Trump was president, and he did it. We had peace. Even when we had the entire economy of the planet shut down for the better part of a year, the economy was doing well, and there was peace on earth. Now we've got this senile guy, and the whole world's falling apart. And here we are, a year away. What's it going to be like in a year? What are things going to be like a year from now? Really think about it. Things are so destabilizing now around the world. And, you know, these conflicts that are going on, you think that they're not going to escalate? You think these are the only ones? You know, as we get closer to Trump's return in 2024, a lot of these bad guys are going to start to make their moves because they're going to say, well, this is the only time we got. There'll never be another time like this. We better do it. Trump's coming back. He's not going to put up with our crap, so we better do it now. I tell you, Trump's going to he's not going to get any sleep in his second term. It's going to be all day, every day, draining the swamp. I mean, this guy's going to be so busy. You know, he was talking over the weekend in his speeches. He's pretty much going to, as soon as he's inaugurated, he's got to start working right then. I would imagine he may not even go to any inaugural balls. He has 4 years in his second term, and that's it, to fix this mess. I tell you, whoever he picks as his vice president now, who that's going to be, I don't know. I like Kristi Noem right now, but I don't know. That's going to be the most important vice presidential pick in history. Because whoever he picks is going to be the second MAGA president, the 48th president. It's a beautiful day here in Florida, I must tell you. It is 82 degrees, and the weather is perfect. I mean, it's really a shame. You know, these Republicans that are running against Trump. I really like what Trump said yesterday to McDaniel. He's moving to get rid of her. He says she needs to suspend all these ridiculous primaries, take us straight to the convention, and spend the money on defeating Democrats. And he is right as always, Donald Trump. He is right on the money with that. It's a waste of effort. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of a lot of time when we as Republicans should be united with Trump to defeat I mean, these are evil people that are running the country. Evil people. I mean, these ridiculous persecutions in the courtroom. Oh, excuse me, guys. It's been a long day. I mean, these people are so evil, prosecuting Trump and the rest in Fulton County and around the country. I mean, I never thought we'd see things like this in America, where we have political prisoners in this country, and Trump is one of them. Tucker would make a great press secretary, absolutely. He'd make a great senior advisor to President Trump. Maybe he is a senior advisor to Trump right now. You never know. He very well could be. Oh, Florida's awesome. Florida is the best state in America. You know, Deborah, not to disagree with you because we don't like Ronna. I don't know. Is she a traitor? Because she was never on our side. So she's never betrayed us because she was never with us. It's one thing for the Democrats to oppose Trump, but to have major people, and I was, watching some of this analysis of the fake news media, all of them, they talk about Nikki Haley and the rest of them like they're credible candidates. Trump is over 40 points ahead, even further ahead in some. He's in the 60s in some of these polls that just came out over the weekend. There's been about a dozen polls that come out. Go on Twitter, and not until my stream is done, but after I'm done streaming, go to Twitter and go to interactive polls. Interactive polls on Twitter. They have all the polls. Just a ton of polls came out over the weekend. And there's not a single poll where Trump's not on top of the world. Not just against the Republicans, but against Biden, too. Every single one. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Because sadly, he'd be ahead if things were going okay, but things are so bad, people that used to be never Trumpers are now on the Trump train. I mean, that's how bad it is. You have never Trumpers now that are with him. Carrie Lake as press secretary, I think would be great. I think Carrie Lake would actually be better than Tucker as press secretary. I'd like to see Tucker more as an advisor. Carrie Lake, she duels with the press. Oh, yeah, she duels with the press. And they hate her so much. I think Carrie Lake would be the best press secretary of all. She could have Laura Loomer as the assistant press secretary to press secretary Carrie Lake. That'd be amazing. Could you imagine Carrie Lake as press secretary? Holy smokes. She would clean their clocks. They wouldn't want to have the press conferences. They'd stop carrying them on television. It'd be so brutal. I would say Carrie Lake would be my first pick as press secretary, no doubt. Every press conference would be epic with Carrie Lake. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. My name is Brian Craig. I live stream every day of the week in the morning. This is more of an unscheduled, random stream. But when I am live streaming in the mornings, I take live calls. I upload my podcast here as well as have random streams like this one going on. And this is the greatest MAGA community on YouTube. We got a great community here. Coming to a light. Well, guys, I got to take off. I got a busy day. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later, all right, guys? Take care. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it.